Hi there, it's Sandra with Roof City Thrifts. Today is a Monday. It is Monday after work, and I have about 2 hours to thrift at the Waukesha Goodwill. So let's get in there and let's hit it. So to mix things up, today I start at the back of the store where I see this. I love the enameling. I love the rhinestone blingy look. I pick up frames with this kind of look a lot. This happens to be a jewelry holder, an earring holder, and I just think it's really very sweet and whimsical and charming. And so I think that that is going to be my first pickup of the day. I'm in the area with lots of kitchen items, pans and pots and baking dishes, and I noticed this piece of pottery among the glass. It is a possibly a sugar bowl with a lid. It is signed on the bottom. It's kind of a plain design, but it does have a little bit of color there, and I feel like this might be just a nice piece of pottery to pick up. I do love pottery, so that goes in my cart as well. I notice this glass refrigerator dish. It's a lidded storage container made out of glass, $2.99. It's got a different, like a yellowish lid with the clear bottom. And I was thinking about it. I can sell those. They don't go for huge profits, but they're often a nice vintage pickup. I noticed this clear glass butter dish. I do like glass butter dishes, but I'm usually looking for something with a little more of a pattern in the glass. So I did leave that one behind as well. I don't dislike it. I just wasn't super interested. Then I noticed this box, and it looked like it was a serving set of some kind, or maybe knives. And I wanted to look inside it, but I needed two hands. So it is a carving set with a, and that is a plastic handle. I believe it is, it's got an etching in it. It is, I think, stainless steel, and it is definitely vintage. It's got a little bit of use. The box is a little beat up, but sometimes these can go for pretty good profit, and I decide I'm going to put it in my cart. And what have we here? Well, for $99.99, this better be actual silver. I take a quick look inside, and there's utensils in there. I got to take a closer look. So opening this up, this is called Naken's Silver Service. I believe this is silver plated stainless steel, and it looks like it's a full set here. It's a nice set, but for $100, that's well, that's even above some of the asking prices for a set that I was seeing on eBay. Some of these boxes sell surprisingly well. This with the if all the pieces were there, I think I would imagine it would be going for about $125, but the sold prices were not that high. So despite it being a nice set, the box was kind of plain and kind of beat up. But for someone who just was going to use it, I think it might be worthwhile. Not for reselling, though. I always like this area at this Goodwill because there's often a lot of vintage here. Got a pottery, I think that's a salt shaker. Got a set of coasters here with a pretty maiden with some deer. It looks like it could have been made in India. I like the look of it. It's probably not that old though. Here's some possibly teak wood, mid-century style grinder, pepper grinder and salt. Got a hand painted little sugar with no lid. On the shelf below, I notice this ceramic bird. It looks to be a souvenir piece from Canada, from Ontario, if I'm reading it correctly. Lots of clear glass, possibly a piece of teak, a salad bowl, and we've got some pretty little berry dishes maybe. Over here, this little Christmas bowl. Behind it, that's a sort of fiesta style creamer, but it's not fiesta. On the lower shelf, I noticed these bowls over here. These look to be ceramic or stoneware pet bowls. Nice graphics on them. I don't know that brand so much, but I have done really well with designer pet bowls in the past, so I take a quick minute to look at this cute little espresso cup up here. But I decide I'm going to go for those bowls. Yep, those go in my cart. I think it could be for cats or dogs, and they're cute. Okay, the color of this cake plate just grabs me. That's a beautiful teal or aqua. I'm not really, I think of aqua as a little more bluish. But anyway, beautiful color, nice piece of glass. Got some ceramic pieces next to it that were interesting. Got a contemporary blue and white lidded ceramic box. And then this, which is a chip and dip. It is a piece of pottery with a kind of a sort of a drip glaze. It's got some layered glazes on it. I like it. It doesn't look to be that necessarily that old. It's not marked, but I like the style, so I put it in my cart. Got a hand painted plate here, it looks like, and it's contemporary. Do like the colors, but I put that back. Some more ceramics here, just checking to see if they're brands that I know of. And then here's another beautiful bowl. Look at this design. I really love the iridescence of the glass and the color. So we've got another beautiful kind of blue bowl. And this would, I might call this one maybe more aqua than teal. And I don't really know why I'm making that decision, but I do really think it's beautiful. I love the dramatic design of it. So that goes in my cart. And then down here, there's even more glass. This is a lovely piece of freeform glass with a nice ribbon of white in the, again, sort of a teal aqua color. Wow, that's definitely the color of the day. Then down here, I noticed this pitcher and basin, this old tiny pitcher and basin, and I'm going to pull that out and take a look at it. Had to move my cart for a second. It's very heavy. They're asking $14.99, and when I look at the bottom, I see that it is McCoy. It's a great brand, but I do remember when I was growing up, these pitcher and basins were really popular if you liked vintage and antiques. But nowadays, this particular style seems to go for between $10 and $15, $20, so I leave it. Got a nice decanter here with a round stopper, and it's got some etched designs on the side, super heavy. Got some floral designs and some beveled corners, and it's just a very nice piece. I'm not 100% sure the stopper goes with the bottle, but I decide I'm going to put it in my cart and think about it for a while. Here we have a Mrs. Gamp pitcher. This is named after a Charles Dickens literary character, and it's I think this is one that was made by Goebel or Gabel in the like 1940s. The character was always drunk and was always bragging about things that were untrue. Popular in pictures for some reason from different eras, but this one they don't sell very well. This particular one, so I left it on the shelf. Here among the pitchers and coffee pots and water pitchers and basins and pitchers and coffee servers. Lots of variety here. I'm slow scanning the shelves, seeing what's going to catch my eye. And the first thing I go to is this little creamer. It is hand painted. It is RS Prussia. It's wonderful, except it's got a huge crack all the way down the back. Such a shame. I have to leave it. But then I noticed the ball picture next to it. This shape, I've always loved this shape, and I love this color. This is more of a like a light blue in the maybe aqua to between aqua and baby blue, and I love it. Now typically these are made by Hall, and this one is not branded, but it's definitely vintage, and I think it's going to come with me. Going back to the pictures, I look at this one briefly. Has a nice design on it in blue, and this potatoy one. So I'm over in the trinket box area looking to see if anything catches my eye. That's a pretty little kitty one there. And it looks like it could be maybe like a 1980s trinket box. It's pretty. It's not that unusual. So that was a nice wooden box. I'm kind of partial to wooden jewelry boxes, especially hand carved ones. And then I see this. We've got a little hand carved wooden bank shaped like a car. And this one is inscribed. It was made for someone, by someone. And it's just a little bit too simple, so I put it back on the shelf. Got some figurines over here. This is a cute one of like a, is that a penguin or an auk or something with a little girl? It's really sweet. And then I've got a wooden apple. I do sometimes pick those up. I like wooden apples. I like to decorate with those in the fall. I'm having to hurry up because they are closing the store soon. Got a number of different glass watering globes there. Those can be nice pickups. Sometimes I pick them up. And then I noticed this piece of pottery. This is a butter server. It is signed, it's handmade, and I do like the colors on it. I like the look of it. And I'm one of those people who leaves my butter out. Are you a person who puts your butter in the fridge or leaves it out? Well, I leave my butter out, so the butter server is a nice and useful item for someone like me. I noticed this stained glass kitty sun catcher. It's a pretty design. It was a little on the lightweight side, and I thought the the baubles on the bottom were kind of cheapy, plasticky, so I wasn't super interested. I do like this. It looks like a hand carved stone bowl, maybe from like 10,000 villages or something like that. It looks like it could be African. It's nice, and I might have picked it up another time, but then I was distracted by this. Another wooden car. In this case, it is another bank, but it's got the plexiglass sides where you can put your coins in and then you get to see them and see how full your bank is. I definitely like this, and it goes in my cart. Take a look at a little resin turtle, tortoise maybe. That is a potpourri holder. Scanning for other things that catch my eye. And there's a glass. It's a glass piece of candy. It's a little candle holder shaped like a glass candy. It's not bad. That's pretty. I noticed this little jewelry box. It's got a mirrored bottom and an etching on the top. Sometimes they have slag glass and more other textured glass on it. This one's a little on the plain side, also a little more lightweight, so I decide to leave it on the shelf. Coming back for a last look at Mickey, the little piglet, and the tortoise. Okay, it's cart review time, and the first thing to look at is this hand carved wooden car shaped bank with the plexiglass sides. That is definitely coming with me. We've got the handmade pottery butter server with the loop handle, and we've got the very heavy glass decanter. I'm still debating whether or not that lid goes with it. Next up is the vintage ball pitcher. I do love this style, this shape. These aren't super uncommon, but I just love the color and the shape on that one. Underneath, I've got big pieces of glass in this lovely teal color. We've got the heavily patterned, kind of an optic glass bowl with the iridescence and the I think it's bubble or balls on the rim. Sorry, I'm trying to put it down so I can look at the next item, balancing it there. Then we've got this. This is more contemporary of a piece. It could be made in China. It's very pretty, but not. I don't think it's super vintagey. Under that, I've got the ceramic or stoneware pet bowls. They're matching. I've got the jewelry holder, the earring holder that's enameled and blingy with rhinestones and all kinds of bells and whistles. We've got the somewhat plain pottery sugar bowl. We've got the serving set that's vintage, and then a bunch of office stuff for me. Okay, well, as usual, I end up getting scared by all the big glass. And so while those were lovely pieces to look at, almost everything went back. I think out of all of those items, the decanter was the one I was most gravitating towards, and it was just so super heavy. So yeah, I think I went with some smaller items. I'm still happy with what I got. I liked those animal bowls. There was that knife set, that wooden car bank at the end, all fun stuff. So I'm glad that I stopped. Hope you are glad to have come along with me. Like my channel, subscribe and comment, and come back soon. Thrift on. We'll do this again.